out. You're invited to tune in to Grenada Music to the World program, hosted by Eugene Gittens on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9, Hot FM 98.5, 98.7, GBN TV, and all their social media platforms. The only totally local music program in Grenada, representing all genres of music. So it's Green's Music to the World on Saturday mornings from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on GBN with the music icon himself, Mr. Eugene Gittens. See you then.
We want to welcome those of you now joining us via GBN television and our social media platforms. The Mid-Morning Buzz starts. I said it stops. Crystal, what's going on? I'm trying to get to the lunch hour faster than I should. But we start now. Crystal, good morning and welcome to the Buzz. How are you?
Morning. I am fine. Thank you very much. Good morning to all listeners and viewers and social media users logged on to Classic this morning. I'm great, Janelle. I keep telling you that every week, music.
I love music.
You were right up my alley this morning with songs from the movies.
The movies, yeah.
When you played Somebody to Love, that was it, I think they heard me, my colleagues heard me outside singing, and I'm using my pen as the mic, I'm just having a ball.
You had a moment. But no, it's good. Laughter, music especially is good for the soul, and some of the music from the movies, they took it to a different level, so I'm always happy that we can share with our listeners and viewers.
I agree. It's my go-to playlist when I need a little stress reliever or some time to think, just to clear my head,
Right.
Up the volume really loud and you just enjoy those couple of moments.
Wonderful. No. Music is therapeutic. It's therapy. If you listen to music, I keep saying all the time, less stress, you save on the doctor fees, is therapy. It's therapy. And there's a song for everything.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
So the last time the last time you were here, you gave us quite a bit of information about study loans. A couple of people were telling me they were happy to receive the information because they are preparing to move on to the next stage in their educational journey. But today, we'll be looking at opportunities for small businesses in Grenada.
Yes. There are two things in particular. Everything that I've spoken about over the years and a couple of weeks, they still exist. So yes, we still have business loans. The Small Business Development Fund, it is still there. You can still come in, you can still get your loans, make your applications. Yes, we still have renewable energy and energy efficiency loans for businesses and homes. We still have the special going on. But there are two things in particular. One is something that we spoke about, was it last week or week before? I don't remember, Jan. All of our weeks, it just feels like everything is all in one because we're talking so much. But there is one in particular that is called the Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Corporation.
Okay, so that's the ECPCGC. That was the week before.
That was the week before. So yes, so that is one of the options available. We're going to talk a little bit more about that today. And the other is an initiative from UNDP.
Okay. The acronym UNDP, that's United Nations Development Program.
Lovely.
Yes.
That's what it is. So it is. So let's start with the UNDP one first, right? Mm-hmm. So the UNDP, they instituted a program that is being called FUTE Project. FUTE here is short for the word future. So the project is looking at future tourism, rethinking tourism and MSMEs in times of COVID-19. And MSMEs mean micro, small, and medium enterprises. So the program is designed to assist to develop innovative and opening training in digital and business skills, to provide personalized technical assistance and exclusive mentoring to those MSMEs, and to provide some financial assistance to MSMEs. Yes, so they're looking for 30 MSMEs from Grenada. to provide training too. 15 of the 30 will be chosen for technical assistance, and then 12 from that 15 will be chosen for financial assistance, which is a grant.
Okay.
And it's open to any business. If you are working, if you're a business operating directly or indirectly in the tourism sector, if you want to develop digital and business skills to revamp your organization, and if you'd like to receive a grant to help your business recover from COVID-19, that program through UNDP can help. So we've shared it on the bank's Facebook page. I have seen it being shared on the GIDC page. It's on the UNDP page. And we're asking the young people to take advantage of that opportunity. Be trained, receive technical assistance, and receive your grant. We all know that COVID has taken a toll, not on businesses, but everywhere. It's just in every sector, even on the human mind. COVID has done all it could do. And we need a little pick-me-up. You need a little help in getting from one stage to the next. And this is a very, very good opportunity for you. 30 MSMEs, that's all UNDP is asking. The program is actually in collaboration with the other Eastern Caribbean countries, the Frankfurt School of Business, which is a university in Germany, and the University of the West Indies.
You know, Chris, I could never understand why we have to call more than once for people to take advantage of these types of opportunities. Because they really are opportunities. This is an opportunity for you to grow personally, for you to grow your business, to get some training to move your business forward, to navigate through this difficult COVID period, to get some grant funding. And this is funding you don't have to pay back. Grant funding. I mean, that is, once you hear that, I'm on the front of the line as a small business owner. You probably have to tell me, don't come again. Because once I hear them, I'll be in front. And when you were on, it could have been the same week we spoke about the ECPCGC, and I was telling a friend of mine who has a small business, and the reaction was, it's not for me. I was like, it is for you. I mean, these are the types of opportunities that are for you. And a lot of people feel they hear it and they feel it's not for them. And sometimes I don't think we see how tourism, because you did mention you can benefit directly or indirectly.
Oh, yes.
We don't see the linkages. But the link is there. It's there. Almost every business is linked. So if you think you don't qualify, you probably very well do. And you're shorting the business. Right now, you're the problem.
Jan, it's something that I think about all the time, something that is discussed all the time. At some point, we need to take a step. The worst that they can say is no.
It's no.
And when I say they, I mean anybody, whoever they are. It may be the job interview. It may be the scholarship that you applied for and it didn't get through. It may be that small grant program or small loan program. But at the end of the day, you need to take advantage.
You need to move forward. That's the first step.
Yes.
The first step.
For it.
Yeah.
If you're unsure whether or not you may be able to qualify for that UNDP program that I just spoke about, you can call us at the bank. You can call for me specifically. We can speak about your business. We can assess what the linkages are, whether or not you are directly or indirectly in the tourism sector. We've had a meeting last week, maybe Friday. I'm leaning towards Friday here, with the persons actually who created the Future Tourism Program. And we asked specifically about, okay, how extensive are we going with indirectly related to tourism? And one of the responses that we've gotten was vendors. You can be a vendor, because your product may be bought by tourists. So for example, if you're selling in the spice market in Grand Anse, you are related to tourism, so that UNDP program can work for you. Janelle, when I saw the part about digital and whatnot, this is what the world is right now. And I said, I want to apply for that. And then I realized, but hold on, you're not an entrepreneur though.
I know, right? I'm thinking of the guy who has the app, my good friend Trad, that app that allows you to sign into digitally anywhere. These are forward thinkers. Yeah.
Yes, and quite possibly he may just be able to qualify for that because it is an app. Like you said, does it have any geographical limitations? Is it that only people in Grenada can access it? And even if it's only people in Grenada who can access it, it means if a tourist visit, they can. Yes, and they can log in and they can find their services and everything like that. So probably it's also a good idea for him. I hope he's listening.
I hope he is. He normally does. I hope he is this morning.
So that is one of the things that I wanted to speak about today. It is not a program of Grenada Development Bank, but again, we are a development bank and we are rooted in development. So things such as this, they're of great interest to us, and they should be for everyone who are small, because you may be the small business who's coming in for a loan tomorrow. You understand? And you having done that training, it adds to your value as an entrepreneur. It adds to your CV. It gives you that experience and knowledge to help your business become viable, which is one of the conditions that we look at when we're assessing a loan, viability. So it's a very good opportunity, even if you don't think you'll be needing a loan in the next 6 months or whatnot. It may work for a year down the road when tourism starts picking back up.
And I like the program for multiple reasons. One being that we're on the cusp of reopening. People can use the time in between, to prepare themselves, to better position themselves, to take advantage of the market once it opens. And then you're getting the grant funding, yes, but you're also getting some training. A lot of people, they may get the funds and you may see it disappear because they're not too sure of the application. But with some training, it goes hand in hand. Like I say, it's a win-win.
It is.
I am surprised people are not pounding down your doors and trying to access these funds right now. I'm surprised.
Yeah, so 30 people from Grenada will win 300 in the Eastern Caribbean. So we're looking at all the islands here. We're looking at Anguilla, BVI, Montserrat, Dominica, St. Kitts. So 300 people altogether will receive that training. 30 from Grenada. Actually, it's 30 each of all the islands. And interestingly, Janelle, for the technical assistance, I'm looking at the stats in front of me, and Grenada has the highest amount that is going to receive the technical assistance. So half of the 30, 15, is going to receive the technical assistance. And the other countries, we're looking at 10 people and 5 people, but Grenada has 15. And again, Grenada has 12 people who's going to receive the grant, which is also the highest.
What's the maximum amount of funds can one receive through the grant program?
Well, I would not be able to tell you that because it would have to be decided again by UNDP. Remember, I said it is a program that we endorse. Yes. So all of that will have to be decided by the UNDP and the funding partners. But anyone interested, all they need to do is sign up. There is a flyer that is circulating. If you haven't seen it as yet, you can find it on GDB's Facebook page. There is a link. You click sign me up and you can go ahead and you can fill in the application and then you just wait.
Did they set any criteria as you went through those already? You just have to be
or indirectly related. Yes,
tourism, and that's it. That's the only one.
They would have their internal processes to go through and determine and whatnot. But we would like, from our standpoint as a developmental institution, we would like that as much people as possible.
Right. Did they set an age limit? I see a lot of opportunities and they say you have to be under 30 or no age limit on this one. Fantastic. So it's open to all and sundry. We just need to grasp the opportunity. Okay. Really fantastic.
Lovely. lovely, right?
Yeah, that's some good news on a Tuesday. That's some great news. Some great news. And I'm really hoping people take advantage.
Yeah. I know great news, Jan. We've spoken about it we've spoken about it a little bit in passing earlier, week before, you said. I trust that it is week before.
It was last week. We did education loans. No. It could have been even the week before, because I think the week before we did agriculture. You were at that seminar, so it probably was. Yeah. So you see how time flies. It flies. It flies.
It does. So we spoke about the ECPCGC. I've actually started receiving calls about that and inquiries on Facebook and whatnot. So I'm going to reiterate what we spoke about so that it's fresh in people's minds. The ECPCGC, Eastern Caribbean Partial Credit Guarantee Corporation. It's a lot of big words.
I'll stick with the letters, thank you.
The ECPCGC. It is designed as a guarantee for MSMEs, again, the micro, small, and middle-sized enterprises who they're looking to start or grow their business, but they're concerned that they may not meet the necessary security conditions. If you remember, Jan, I always say that from our institution standpoint, we do not provide 100% financing for business loans. So security is needed, equity is needed. The Guarantee Corporation provides you with that security. So how it works is that you would apply for your loan as you normally would at our institution. And you would go through that process, providing everything that you would usually need for that loan, save and except the security. And that is where the guarantee comes in. So you apply for the loan and our institution will apply for the guarantee on your behalf. The guarantee would then go through all the internal processes, all the assessment and whatnot, and determine whether or not they can provide you with that. Yeah, as easy as pie. Yeah. There is a maximum amount, a maximum loan amount, and a maximum guarantee amount. So they would guarantee loans up to $300,000.
Okay, and just to clarify.
Amount.
No, I was saying just to clarify. So someone coming to the GDB for a loan and needing the ECPCGC program to guarantee their loan, the application would be made by GDB and not the individual coming for the loan. Okay, so if you see someone who
applies,
right,
they apply for the loan.
Okay.
Yeah. So the bank will work as, let us say, a liaison between the customer and the corporation.
Is it only if I don't have security, or could it, if I have security and I don't want to use my security, I can ask about your security?
If you have it and you don't want to use it, when I was thinking more on the line of if it is insufficient, I thought more on that line.
So some people think I have some security, but I don't want to tie up my resources. I have it, and you may be aware that I have it as the bank. If you are aware that I have it, but I'm making the choice, I don't want to use it. I want to use the ECPCGC's security.
I think that would have to be a decision for the powers that be. Yes, your loans officer will speak with her supervisor, and then a decision can be made the relevant decision will be made. Whatever that decision is will be made accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but some people really are like that. They have it, but I
do understand.
Yeah, I don't want to tie up my resources. I may be planning for something else later on.
I do understand you, except the corporation is meant for people who do not have So I am unsure as to how that will be treated. Yeah, maybe if you do not want to use your security, there are other loan options available at the bank. Remember that we have other loan options at the bank, but the ECPC GC is designed to aid in assisting the MSMEs who want to grow or get to that stage where they are a better organization and they want to grow in order to assist them. That's why they exist. They do not necessarily exist for the person who has the security and don't want to use it. So this decision will have to be made independently.
We just had to ask.
That's okay. I understand.
And just to reiterate, I know you went through it the last time we spoke about it. It's open to any type of business, no particular industry.
No, it is open. Yes, it is open to any type of business, no particular industry. However, let us not forget about terms and conditions. Mm-hmm. So, for example, one of the terms is that it doesn't cause any harm to the environment. So that would be a situation where your loans officer would say no, but we can't do that because you're leaking oil into the water source, or you do not have the proper refuse system, or whatever the case may be. Because I also think I said earlier that the World Bank has provided some financing for that. The ECCBC, the ECCB is on board. All the governments of the Eastern Caribbean, they're on board. And we're aware that when these institutions such as the World Bank and GCF and those international funding agencies provide financing, there are terms and conditions that govern the lending policies.
Right.
So, for example, gender, climate change, the environment, anything like those, child pornography, there are a whole list. So, in assessing your loan and in determining whether or not you're a good candidate for the ECPC GC, that will have to be looked at. There are some areas that are black and white. It's a yes or no. There are some others that are maybe a little gray area. So probably if you're asking me, I'm going to be doing babysitting, or I'm going to open a daycare, then the questions would be, all right, do you have your certificate in early childhood development? Where are you located? How, so that is kind of easier. But maybe you may come to me and you want to do fertilizer, or you want to do a tire shop. And I may say to you, all right, where are your tires going to go when it's no longer in use? Do you have a plan for that? And then you might say, no, I just intend to throw it in the St. John's River.
Well, we mightn't tell you.
That is true too, Janelle.
I'm trying to think of what business. Do we have any businesses in Grenada that are harming or considered to be harming the environment? And I couldn't come up with any.
I can't either, but you'll be amazed.
I may be amazed, but I'm thinking off the cuff. I can't come up with any.
Either, but these are
But I guess when you dig deep and you ask those questions, you may be doing it and not even realize you're doing it.
Right. So I think those are extreme cases, right? So that is I use those examples to kind of bring out the point that though it's open for any businesses or any sector, just like we provide loans for any sector, there are terms and conditions. Again, we also have terms and conditions from a bank standpoint as to the type of businesses that we can provide financing for.
Right, and of course, it must be a legal business in Grenada.
It must be a legal business. Is the kind of thing your business must be registered 3 months at least. I think the maximum amount of employees would be 50. And there are 3 different kind of guarantee types. There is the working capital, where you can receive working capital. There is the startup, and the other one is the classic guarantee. There are some terms and conditions. There are different amounts for each of those. But then again, all of this, that's just a bulk of information that you don't necessarily need. So at the end of the day, you come in for the loan, the officer realizes, all right, then there is a security issue here. Your officer would then take it upon them to decide and determine whether or not you're a good candidate for the guarantee scheme. They would speak with you about it, provide you as the applicant with all the necessary information that's needed. And then between the both of you and our management team, you can make the decision whether or not you would like to apply. Application takes, I think, 5 days. Once you've applied for the guarantee, it takes 5 days to get a response. So it's kind of a quick turnover. But let's not forget that it's not a situation where you're applying for the loan elsewhere and then you're coming in to us for security. It's all happening within our institution.
I was actually about to ask if
that question.
Yeah, can we apply somewhere else and come to you for security? So that can't happen.
That cannot.
It has to be a GDB loan, and we have to meet the regular conditions of the loan and the security you will apply for on our behalf if we need it.
The only condition you should not meet is the security that is being requested.
Right.
That is the only condition. Everything else. So should you be asked for your finances in terms of your business finance, you should be able to present that. Should you be asked for a business overview or a business plan, you should be able to present that. Your business registration, your equity, if you are asked that, you should be able to provide that. So all of these things, and by the way, these are all things that we ask for when you're applying for a business loan.
I know you have a team of development officers that would normally work with small businesses, but there are some small businesses that need a little help. And if they come to you and, for instance, they need help with a business plan, and so they're applying to you as well, but they need help with a business plan, can your officers help them with that as well?
My colleague would laugh that you said there's a team of business officers.
There's only one? Okay. Well, the volume you handle, I thought it was a team.
Listen, she would not take this very kindly because between me and her, we always, we're like, there's 3 of me and 3 of her, I suppose. But
that's when you have efficiency. People think it's a team. It's only, I can't believe it's only one. Well, you guys probably need to give her a raise. I'm advocating on her behalf. I'm behaving like a union this morning.
Listen, I will advocate for her too, only if I'm getting.
No, both of you. You guys probably need a raise.
But to answer your question, we do assist. We, however, do not write business plans. So, for example, if you come in, I know of occasions where the business support and development officer will put your accounts in order. So sometimes we have some people that come with 10 receipt books. So they've got their records, which is excellent, but it's not recorded. So they've got all their 10 receipt books, everything is there, they've got all their bills, it's in a notebook, it's in a bag, and these kind of things. So sometimes she would sit and she would tidy it up. So I know of occasions where she's done that. We would tell you, all right, then your business plan should look like this. You should have an executive summary. This is what it entails. You should have a marketing plan. This is what it entails. You should have your competitors analysis, your products and services, how much money you're looking for, what it's going to be used for. So we will say that, but we do not compose a business plan for you.
I know you work sometimes with GIDC. Do you know if they offer that type of support?
Yes,
GIDC they do.
offers that service, so we would advise that you do visit the GIDC for that. And you know that we provide workshops also. So on many occasions when we're doing workshops, we will first look at our portfolio, look at our small business individuals. We would ask the loans officers, because they are the ones that's in constant contact with the persons, our customers, they would know their needs. So we would look at, do they have any gaps? How can they develop what, this, that, the other, look at those areas. And that's sometimes how we make the decision as to who will be invited to the workshops, depending on the topic that we're looking at, depending on the sector that we're focusing on. Other times we open it up to the general public. So we tell you we're offering a course on record keeping, and would you like to take part in that? I remember there was that was maybe 2019. We decided to have a course on record keeping and bookkeeping, and we had such a high amount of interest. So many people wanted to take it. It was supposed to be a one-day course, but we ended up having, I think, 2, because we couldn't take everyone in the workshop at the time. So we had to do 2 different ones in order to ensure that we're getting the message out there. Because I don't think, one of the things that we're noticing is that small business owners do not understand the importance of record keeping. And some people think it's a task and it's so difficult, and I'm not good with accounts, and I don't know math, and that is me. But sometimes when you think about it, it's something as simple as a notebook or an exercise book, and you said, all right, I went to M&N Hardware, I bought this, and this is the amount that I spent. So sometimes it's as simple as that. So we try to get that word out there as much as possible, because record keeping, it is important.
I'm happy you shared that with us, because that takes me to the next point I was going to raise. Sometimes we have very good producers, they know that side of the business, but when it comes, as you say, to the finance, the marketing side of the business, they just need a little support. And sometimes, because they don't have that structure in the business, they see opportunities like what we spoke about earlier through the UNDP. They see them. And because they probably don't have, the structure of the business, they think, I won't qualify. It's not for me. It's for somebody else. But it's really for you. But if you get a little bit of support and, just a little help to get the structure and your documents in check, you'll be surprised the level you can take that business to.
You know what I would say, Janelle, to the person that you just described? If somebody is listening at this very moment and they felt like Janelle just described them, then call me. I'll try to help. If I can't, our team of development and support, our team of development officers will be willing. No, because
right. There are a lot of producers like that. They produce, they create, and you see it all the time. I see things made locally. Sometimes I'm surprised at the level that we're at. Great creators, but to move that business to the next step, to where we get to exporting and expansion, they need a little support and they need a little guidance. So if your team can help in that area, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I totally understand, and we've seen it. Sometimes we ask the simple question, are you making a profit? And the answer is yes, without a doubt. Everybody answers yes. And then you ask, okay, how do you know? And there is silence. Oh, well, I'm making a profit because I always have money. Or do you? Because probably your business runs on cash. So it feels like you always have money because, yes, you do always have cash. But is it profitable? Is it a profit? Sometimes too, we ask the question like, okay, you have a shop, yes? All right. When you take a malt or a Coke from the shop, do you pay for it? No, they don't pay for it. But
they eating out the profits.
And then we even ask about your how do you get paid? How does your business pay you? So all of these things are things that are discussed when you're looking at record keeping and bookkeeping. Pay yourself a salary. Don't just decide that I'm going to take $4,000 because it's my business. Can the business afford to pay you $4,000? Maybe, maybe not. Are you worth $4,000? Maybe, maybe not. then if you're not worth it, then you shouldn't be getting paid that, because you won't be getting $4,000 if you're not worth it at another person's business, are you? And you will not hire somebody who's not worth $4,000 and pay them $4,000. So sometimes I think we need to take ourselves outside of the business and look at ourselves as an individual, and then look at the business as a whole other. This is a whole other individual that you're speaking about. It's two different people. It's not the same.
It is, and I always say the business have to be able to sustain itself.
Great.
Some people use their own personal funds, and like you say, the whole process is skewed. You can't see what's the business, what is you. There is no separation. There has to be separation. The business has to be able to look after itself.
And it's something we see quite often.
Yeah. Something I've heard before from business people, especially small business people trying to access funding, and so they talk about the process and the cumbersome process, how difficult it is. They find it intrusive, some of the questions they have to answer to get a business loan. How cumbersome is the process at the GDB?
John, I don't think I can answer this question in any way that would be fair to you or anybody else. I don't think that I would be, it probably would be bias of me to say, oh, it's not that cumbersome. Because at the end of the day, I think cumbersome or troublesome, it's relative. And you may think that, and the other person may think differently. And I don't think that I'm in a position to judge your degree of troublesome or cumbersome.
No, I understand. So, like, as you say, it's going to differ based on the applicant. But what are some of the things people should probably prepare themselves with before they come to you?
Okay, so let me, I'm going to answer that by giving you an example. The other day, somebody said that to me, and they said, when you go to other banks, they don't do that. So I asked the person, okay, what bank do you bank with? And that's a question, because let us remember that we are a development bank. People don't usually, quote unquote, bank with us. And by bank here, I mean savings and deposits and these kind of things. So you are banking with a credit union or a commercial bank. So if you are going to the commercial institution where your savings account is set up, they have a relationship with you. They already know your details. They know where you live. They know how much money you have on your bank account. They know that you're employed at whatever place. They know all of these things. You are coming to Grenada Development Bank for a loan. We have no access to your information. We have no information on your history. We do not know you. We do not know your life. Yes? And there are things that we need to know. The only way we can do that is to ask. So we need to know where do you live. We need to see proof of that. So we ask you to provide the address, the proof of address. We need to know who are your bankers. So we ask you for that. We need to know how much money is on your account to ensure that you're in good standing and you're not owing anybody, or probably that you are owing other people, but you are paying well and that you have good credit, as it is said in the financial institution. The only way we can do these things is to ask you. If we don't ask you, we may ask the other banks, because as you are aware, credit check is a thing. It happens. One financial institution calls another financial institution and said, hello, John, tell me about Janelle. She had a loan by you. All right, then. It happens. It happens. And I'm not, it happens. You understand? And that's why when you go in, because I am almost certain that if I go to my bankers for a loan, they would want to know, all right, let's talk about that mortgage that you have at that other bank. Let's talk about that vehicle that you have at that other bank. It's not going to be any different. If I'm going to go in a financial institution that I've never worked with before, maybe I want to open a new account, I have to do the same thing. So in terms of cumbersome, I go back to my original answer saying it is relative, but at the end of the day, and I've said this on numerous occasions, we need to protect you as the beneficiary, as the applicant, and we need to protect us as an institution. So if it is that the business that you're starting, it has some kind of licenses that you must have in order to have that business, we are going to ask you for the license, because we can't legally finance a business that is against what it is legally supposed to be. So if it's an illegal business, if you're farming on somebody's land that you don't have the right to, we are breaking the law along with you. So we are going to ask you for that lease document. If it is that you're going to build a house on a piece of land, we are going to ask you who owned the land. Because at the end of the day, it is security, to use that word. It is security for you. It is security for us as an organization. We need to do it, Janelle.
And I'm sure some of these measures would have come about from hard experience. Yes, I suspect the experience.
I remember one time I was talking to a group of people about our education loans, like we did last week. And I explained to them security and whatnot. And then one gentleman in particular said to me, a development bank and you want security? So I said to him, sir, I totally understand what you mean. And if originally the development bank thought that security wasn't needed. So I explained to him that before a couple of years ago, the education loans used to be unsecured. Janelle, did you know that?
I know that. I'm aware.
Right.
Yeah.
And fast forward a couple of years, we need security. Do you want to guess why?
A lot of people probably just didn't come back, didn't pay loans, and you were left holding the bag. Yeah.
They didn't come back to the country. Maybe they came back to the country, but now they've got a good life, the big van, the big house. They've already got their degree. The loan is not secured. You have nothing of mine. I basically have nothing of yours. Why bother? So I explained that to him. And then the same gentleman said to me, hold on. So you gave them loan without security?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what?
Yeah, we learned the hard way. Yeah.
Exactly. So in order for us as an institution, or basically any financial institution, to survive, to be able to move from one year to the other successfully, to be viable, we need to have things in place to ensure that when we give someone a loan in 2005, we can still afford to give someone a loan in 2020. So things need to be put in place for that to happen.
Yeah, you have to have those security measures. So it may seem a bit cumbersome, folks. Yes, I know we don't like to answer questions. We don't like to answer questions. We figure we big and don't ask me my business. Just give me the money. It doesn't work like that. You have to provide the information. You have to give the bank a sense of security, knowing that if they give you the loan, they can recover their funds at the end of the day. It is business, and they want to be able to continue to help other businesses to succeed. So yeah, it's a process that we must undergo. It's a process.
I'm an individual too, outside of being the spokesperson for the bank. I'm an individual too, and Janelle, I would love it if I'm applying for a loan and I don't have to give security.
Yeah, don't ask me about my business. I bring my ID, just give me.
I would love it.
That doesn't work like that.
But I think being in the middle like this, having this understanding of how the business works and how the bank works and what are the rules, what are the regulations, why this is that way, why that is not that way. And then having the other side, which is me and my personal thoughts and my personal wants, my personal desires. I'm just stuck in the middle. So while I do understand from the customer standpoint, I also understand from the bank standpoint.
And you have to.
That's where it gets where I have to be the mediator in a kind of way to explain to you both sides. So I totally understand. Bring on the unsecured loans. I love it. But Jan, we do have Mind Your Business, by the way, which is unsecured.
Yeah. What's the maximum there?
$30,000, and that one is for people who are looking to grow their small business, or start their small business as a second source of income.
Right.
We also have the work study, which is unsecured, up to $25,000.
Okay.
Yes.
We have to wrap it up here though, and I know you have a lot of other loans, different plans we can go into for the whole morning, but we have to wrap it up here. It is 13 and a half minutes onto 12. Before you go though, people who would have listened to you this morning and are probably wanting to find out more information or maybe to access the UNDP training funding program or even the ECPCGC1, how can they get in contact with you?
Okay, so you can find us on Facebook, first of all, Grenada Development Bank. You can find us on WhatsApp, 405-3242. That is our WhatsApp number, rather. We are, you can call us if you like, 440-2382. Or you can visit us. We are located on Melville Street, upstairs Shoes R Us.
Okay.
So we're very accessible, and even on our website, www.grenadadevelopmentbank.com.
Okay. And folks, if you forget anything here, just remember Chriselle Benjamin Jerome. Just as I see she's nice on TV, so she's nice in real life. Call her at the bank. She would sort you out.
Thank you.
Thanks again, Chriselle. Always a pleasure when you come on. Very informative. And I hope someone listening was able to take something and they were going to take advantage of the opportunities being offered and further their business. We have to leave it here, folks. It is now 12 minutes on to 12. I have to vacate the studio. But do stay with us, especially on Classic Radio. The midday edition of the news comes up at the top of the hour. I'm Janelle. Always a pleasure to be in your company. JC will be on later on. Rock the Box is going to be great tonight. We're linking up with Junior George in New York. I understand it's going to be a cross-border war tonight on Rock the Box. So let's see how that goes. The program starts at 8:30 right here on the GBN. Have a fantastic Tuesday and do stay safe. Bye-bye.